And so one moment you're up and the next moment you're down. I mean, that's brutal, right? You're from like the height of, oh, I'm so excited, I'm so free, I'm at the top. You know, like Leonardo DiCaprio says, I'm on top of the world. And he's going like this, you know, and he's holding the girl. Like that's the ultimate. He's at the top of the world. He's at the front of the boat, and he's holding like this, right? And he's got the girl of his dreams. It's the happiest moment of his life. I'm on top of the world. But guess what happens to the Titanic? A few days later, it sinks to the bottom of the ocean, and he dies. And it's horrible because he's losing his girl, and he's drowning in the water and dying, right? And everyone's crying. Yogis say, enough of that. We've experienced that drama enough. How many lifetimes do we have to go through that kind of like extraordinary up and down? Why not swim in bliss all the time and genuinely enjoy life as it unfolds? So that's motivation. And you have to motivate people to do spirituality. You know, like I'm kind of like a cheerleader for people to walk the spiritual path, because how do you convince people, especially when eating donuts and drinking coffee is such a pleasurable thing? That's kind of a symbol of our life, but I mean, that really is a pleasurable thing. But again, 30 minutes of eating donuts and coffee, that's a great time, but after the 30 minutes, then you feel low again. Then you have to wait till the next day, and then you eat it again. I mean, that's not true bliss. That's temporary pleasure that ends. The bliss that emanates from the soul, or that is the perfume of the soul, that's an endless, that's an eternal joy. It's like the never-ending story. You know, it's unending bliss. And then that's what we were describing before, right? When you're in that state, you don't need help from other people. You come down to earth to help those people out of the ocean that's going up and down and up and down and up. You're reaching your hand out. I mean, you've seen that with Christ. That's what he's you see him pictured holding his hand out. Take my hand. I know this hurts. This dream is not pleasant. Hold my hand and I'll take you into my heart. I'll show you the way to the truth and the light. So then, you know, Christ ends up in a way being our only hope. Like, gosh, everyone else around us is drowning in the ocean, but you're like walking on water. What? Everyone else is drowning in the storm. The disciples said to him, carest not thou that we perish? And all he does is he looks up, he stands up, goes to the front of the boat, holds his hand out to the ocean, and says, be at peace. And the whole ocean becomes still. And then they look at him in astonishment and like, my God, this is the living God. He is the elements itself. He has power over the elements because he is it. And of course, you know, they need miracles to show proof. You know, most saints, great saints, they're not showing miracles. They're waiting for you to find them so they'll give you advice. Because you know what happens to saints when they go out to society. They get stoned, they get crucified, they get derided, they get doubted, they get tested. So much, you know, people have treated saints so cruelly over the course of history. So many saints have gotten tortured. No wonder they don't come from the Himalayas. They just say, you know, you come to me. If you're really serious about waking up out of this dream, then come to me. Christ was highly unusual. He went out to society well knowing that he was going to be killed. because this was a brutal society he was born into. Brutal. I mean, I bow to him just for that choice to come down into such a brutal age to share the light, because that society really, in a way, kind of wasn't ready for it. I mean, that is sacrifice. You know, you come and you say, these people are hurting and crying, and I'm going to come, and I know that they're not going to accept me, but I'm going to still come and I'm going to hold out my hand, and then they themselves are going to kill me. I mean, this is what saints do. Fortunately, they don't identify with this body. Christ is a cosmic consciousness, so it's an eternal principle. And so that principle that knows that it never dies and it's never born, it can somehow come down into a body, hold out its hand and say, come follow me. And you know what he said? He said, don't cling to the physical things of this world, because they soon will perish as well. All you have to do is simply hold on to my hand, and I will take you there. Follow my guidance, and I will free your soul, and you can be like me. I'll lead you out of this dream that is in your own mind, that has been self-created by you because you wanted to. You wanted to in the first place. It's your freedom of will to choose the path of the suffering or the path of light, whatever direction you want. What if God was this cruel God who says, get in line, and whips you if you don't follow the truth? It doesn't work like that. We absolutely have freedom. We want to get excited about the drama. We can certainly go that way.